Hello everybody and welcome back to the Cowboys series in Madden 2002. We are currently looking over the NFC East standings because we are off to a really bad 0-4 start, but so is 3/4 of our division. All off to 0-4 starts. The Eagles and Giants are also looking for their first win, and the Redskins are only 2-2. So the only mark that we are reaching for is 500. That's the best mark we need to hit to be leading in this division. So it's obviously not going to hold. The Redskins are going to probably do better, and even the Eagles are probably going to win at least a few more games than we are. So, yeah, all 3/4 of this new NFC East. Are currently winless through the first handful of weeks in the season, and we are now going into our fifth game of the season against the New Orleans Saints in New Orleans in the Superdome, looking for our first win. Now, the Saints are also off to a pretty bad start. I think they're 1-3 going into this game, so we have a few easy games on the schedule ahead of us with the winless Eagles coming up next week, so we need to at least maybe try and scrub out a win here, and then if we could beat the Eagles next week, we could gain some much-needed ground in the division, but that's obviously looking far ahead. Some serious questions might start needing to be asked in regards to the team and the construction of the roster. Most importantly, is Quincy Carter the guy? So I think this game and potentially the next game might really give us that answer definitively, or perhaps maybe if you're a fan watching this, you're already saying, dude, the answer, it's plain as day. The writing's on the wall. You are 0-4, and you're probably right. But I think there was a part of me that just did not want to believe that that the team would really struggle as much as it has through the first half of the season with Quincy Carter. I just figured it was kind of just getting unlucky with the sim. It was kind of just rolling with it. But we may be addressing some much-needed concerns as we were getting gashed by Deuce McAllister early on here, and Neal, the rookie, finally gets him out of bounds, but not before he picks up a massive gain to get him into Cowboy territory. So now the Saints are rolling things. They need to silence things into the dome as Deuce McAllister gets to the other side and has an opening off the edge, seals that edge, and gets to the sidelines and picks up another massive pickup. So he is already gashing us early on in this game. Gives goal to go to the Saints. They now have the backup back in because Deuce McAllister's already gashed, man, from just running all up and down the field. And they're going to hand it off to the fullback, Norris, who gets into the end zone untouched. And, man, the run defense has been kind of a thing here. Massive block picked up by that receiver, man. He gets blown up, but they don't even get to Norris, so it's fine. But run defense is starting to be a little bit concerning early on in the season. And Quincy Carter already dialing things up to Raghib Ismail down the right side. And he makes a humongous pickup to get just past midfield. And now we're cooking something up here on offense. So, see, I saw things like this, and I thought Quincy Carter might be decent enough to keep in there. And so we hand it off to Emmitt Smith, and Emmitt Smith bounces outside and evading a couple tacklers and gets brought down close to the sticks, but definitely has more than enough for the first down here. Gets about 15 yards on that pickup. If we're following just simply by the marker here. So good to see Emmitt Smith showed up to New Orleans as well as Deuce McAllister. So on a 2nd and 6 now, we're going to send Jackie Harris in motion. Pitch this one out to Emmitt Smith. It looks like he had a bigger hole maybe. He could have maybe broke off and gotten into the end zone, but he does just get enough for the first down. So we will take what we can get. So fast forward though to a 3rd and 10. This drive looking to stall out. Quincy Carter rolls out to the right but throws it to the left. And Joey Galloway looks like he might have gotten a hand on it, but in double coverage, he was not going to pull that one in. So this drive stalls, and we're going to have to bring out Carney to try and knock home this field goal. He had a man in his face, could have blocked that one. I don't think a lot of field goal blocks happen in these early Maddens, but there was certainly a chance that defender for New Orleans could have, but it is good. So 3-7 is your score, and we already have the ball again, and we are already moving into Saints territory yet again, as Quincy Carter finds Raghib Ismail again, and he gets brought down just shy of the Saints' 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now. Carter's going to drop back. He's got some coverage here. Floats this one out to the side of Jackie Harris, picks up a nice block, and is getting even more yardage here, about 15 to 20 yards. After picking up a very, very nice block, man. Some great blocking downfield for both teams, man. There's some good blocking here. So inside the red zone, Quincy Carter's going to hand this off to Emmitt Smith. Emmitt Smith's got space on the outside. No one's going to catch up to him, and he's going to get into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. And I'm not sure what touchdown of the year that is, but I know Emmitt Smith has already been pretty productive on the ground despite our 0-4 start. Probably need him to be a little bit more productive if we want to win some games, perhaps. but maybe it's not right to blame him. But Deuce McAllister is getting busy yet again as well, and man, it is just a running back duel here in New Orleans as both backs are creating quite a bit of offensive push for both teams, as McAllister is just running things right now for the Saints. So on 3rd and 10, now we have a chance to get the Saints off of the field, at least our offense off the field, and get our defense on the bench as well. And Aaron Brooks throws up an absolute duck to the left side, nearly picked off by our linebacker, who probably could have hauled that one in if he was a little bit more focused, but it's okay. So we get the ball up to about midfield after the punt, and on 1st and 10, a very, very tight window for Quincy Carter to throw that one through, and he finds Jackie Harris, the tight end, and there you can see the comparison here. And Quincy Carter's already off to a pretty good start in the first half of this game compared to Aaron Brooks' pretty rough start. The Saints have been relying entirely on Deuce McAllister in this game, and we've had a nice little mix here. So on 1st and 10, the pressure gets home to Quincy Carter. Looks like he had maybe a receiver he wanted to throw to, but could not get an extra half second to get rid of the football. So on 2nd and 16 now, we're moving the wrong direction. So Carter's going to drop back, roll it to his left. A flag is down and a strip sack, but we have all of our entire O-line on top of that football. So we're not going to give up the fumble here, but it is going to be a hold on Larry Allen, unfortunately, our all-Madden lineman. He's going to get a little bit too much of the jersey, so we're still going to be moving backwards. So on 3rd and 22, we're back to midfield on the helmet logo. This drive is just about over here, and this is going to be the second offensive drive that we've seen just kind of stall out unless we can convert him, which of course we don't, as Reggie Bismail tries to make a diving catch to save that errant throw from Quincy Carter, and it does not work. So the Saints now have plenty of time in the end of the first half to try and get some more points here, and Aaron Brooks lays up an absolute prayer into triple coverage, and somehow a Saints receiver comes down with it, and they're going to blow a timeout here with 28 seconds left to go from our 40-yard line. Brooks drops back, pressure is on, gets rid of it quick, and finds a tight end again in some tight coverage, but Brooks is able to find that one in a tiny little window to get close to a first down. But now they're going to run the hurry up here as time is of the essence, and Aaron Brooks is going to drop back, and another quick release here, and he finds a tight end yet again. And so the Saints are going to blow another timeout here, save about 10 seconds on the clock, and bring out the field goal unit. They probably could have ran at least another play to the end zone, but we know the CPU loves to not even cut it close. They just don't even cut it close. But the Saints nail home the field goal, so 10-10 is going to be your score heading into the second half. So it's anyone's game still. After 30 minutes, it's anyone's game. So we're going to start things off with Emmitt Smith here into the second half, and he's already picking up huge chunks. The running back battle continues into the third quarter as Emmitt Smith, man, picks up some very nice blocks on the edge here, including there by that fullback, man. What a nice little block, man. Could maybe have been a little bit better, but hey, it got us where we needed to be. So already facing another third down, though. Michael Wiley, the backup back, is in. Quincy Carter rolls out, but the pressure gets right on home to him, and I think that's Glover again, who had I think he had the strip sack. I don't know if he had the regular sack and the strip sack, but he had one of those. So going to bring out Carney again to try and take a 3-point lead on 4th and 11. It's a bit longer of a field goal, but he definitely has more than enough leg for it. So we're going to take a 13-10 lead, and that was actually John Carney's record, apparently. And so 13-10 is going to be your score after 3 quarters of play. And so now it all comes down to this. We have an opportunity to pick up our first win. Can we just hold on? And the Saints are already pushing into Cowboy territory, so things are not looking good. As Aaron Brooks gets rid of this one, and somehow Joe Horn catches that one over O'Neal, the rookie. They were both in position, but Joe Horn is the one who comes down with it, of course. Go figure. So the Saints have worked things in now to about our 25. Aaron Brooks drops back. He's got plenty of coverage up front, plenty of time, and when you give him plenty of time, he's going to find an open receiver in the end zone like he just did. And so that's going to be a touchdown for the Saints. They are now going to take a 4-point lead, and they're going to take, I believe, the first lead since their early touchdown in the first quarter. So the Saints finally come from behind here after playing catch-up for most of the ball game, and now we're going to have to assemble a nice drive here if we want to retake the lead. A touchdown will do it. A field goal will not do anything for us. Quincy Carter, with plenty of time, wants a deep ball, and he splits that one between 2 defenders and finds Joey Galloway, who makes an amazing catch, and that is our star receiver right there doing star receiver type things. But on a 3rd and 4, our drive looks to be stalling out yet again, and Quincy Carter goes out to Joey Galloway again, and he makes that catch, but has to come behind the sticks to get it, and so he's going to be tackled short. So on 4th and 1, essentially game right here if we can't convert. So Quincy Carter's going to run the hurry up and try and line us up yet again. He takes the snap here, stands firm in the pocket, and sends this one off to the right side. And Emmitt Smith makes the one-armed grab, and his feet are not going to be in bounds when he comes down to the turf. So that's going to be turnover on downs. But the Saints are trying to run out the clock here. and they've been unable to get even a yard as they've been moving backwards. So with our timeouts, we've been able to stop about as much clock as possible. I think we even saved a timeout because we knew they couldn't burn all the clock. So with 40 seconds left here, this is game-winning drive potential. Quincy Carter unloads this one off. I couldn't even tell who he threw it to. I think it was Reggie Bismail, but he gets brought down just short of the stick. So now on a 3rd and inches, we're going to have to run hurry up yet again here, trying to conserve clock as it gets down underneath 30 seconds. Carter's going to drop back. Pressure is on, but he gets rid of it across the middle of the field to Jackie Harris, the tight end, who makes the catch. And now we're going to blow our final timeout here with 19 seconds, trying to think things over. Quincy Carter wants a deep ball and airmails that one over Reggie Bismail's head. He was in double coverage. It was never open. Never open. So on 2nd and 10 now from about the Saints' 40-yard line. Pressure again, that pocket is collapsing, but Carter gets rid of it quickly to one of our free agent receivers who cannot haul it in. It hits his hand. So on 3rd and 10 here, down to our last couple plays, Carter again wants a deep shot here, and it looks like Joey Galloway's maybe in position for that, but just about an inch or a foot off on the throw, a little bit too deep. So on 4th and 10, this is absolutely the last shot we have. Quincy Carter drops back, and I don't know what happened at the play, just broke down. I don't know if that was designed. I have no idea what happened, but Quincy Carter, an absolute masterclass in tomfoolery, just takes the ball himself and needs, doesn't need just 10, he needs 40 yards to get into the end zone, and does that. So the game's going to come to a close. The Saints' 17-13 lead is going to hold. We fall to 0-5 on the season, and you got to imagine, man, Cowboys fans, especially Jerry, are probably starting to ask the hard questions, man. I don't know how we would still have a job at this point. In year 2, man, things are definitely not looking great. Two converted 3rd downs out of 10 total between both teams. There's a tail right there, as we were absolutely atrocious on 3rd down. 3rd down offense definitely needs just some looks here. I don't know. So Quincy Carter's final line for the game, not great. He started off very good, but that second half was pretty abysmal. Couldn't even get into the end zone at least once. Emmitt Smith has a pretty great game. I think he even got player of the game, oddly enough. Reggie Bismail leading things on the receiving end. O-line didn't have a great day either. I mean, just not a good game, really, overall. It started off pretty well, but that second half just completely fell apart. Really could not convert anything on 3rd down, which is really the big tail of the game as well. And so heading into week number 6 now, we have the 0-5 Philadelphia Eagles. So this road trip is not getting any easier as we are still searching for our first win on the year, and we're going to hopefully have a chance to do that against a division opponent and send them to 0-6. When is that? How many times have the Cowboys started off 0-5 just in general? And then on top of that, how many times just in history have the Cowboys and Eagles met at 0-5? I don't know if that's ever happened. I would need an ESPN level analyst to find that stat. But either way, I'm going to need everyone back, man, in Philly to hopefully root us on to try and find our first win as we continue to spiral. Maybe some questions need to be answered here in the next couple weeks, man.